Hello there, everyone. Weatherman of the 154 here. The place where forecasting is done the 154 way. Do not forget to subscribe, like, and share the video. And also, don't forget to turn on the notification so that you don't miss any important updates, such as what I am about to tell you. So, as you may see by the title, there's actually multiple days of severe weather in store for many folks of whom are in the Midwest, down into the Ohio Valley, potentially even into the northeastern U.S. And this will also happen to be in line with a excessive heat wave that will be moving through the central and midwestern U.S. in the upcoming days. I will do another video on that. I will have that video linked in the description below and also in the end of the video. So, now let's get straight to the point. So, let's go over to Surface-Based Cape first. So, let's get right on ahead to Saturday. So, right here, up to 4,574 joules per kilogram of instability. Right there in central and west central Wisconsin, down into southeastern Minnesota. Now, you may see all of this and be thinking, whoa, but why isn't he mentioning that despite the intense amounts? Well, I've seen this scenario many times. Well, and I checked them out outside of time. But anyways, it happens pretty often actually, where right here you'll have a lot of severe weather because of high amounts of instability. But then here though, despite the high amounts of instability, thing is, there's just too much of it. There's barely any wind shear mid-level Lapse level rate, so you can't have too much of one thing but too little of another. If you get what I mean. If you have too much but too little of something, it can't happen. So then up here is where it would be more favorable with more wind shear, more lapse rates, and more wind shear, more lapse rates, and slightly less intense instability. Still strong, but you know. And also more moisture too. And then move on. Now, depending on the scenario, we could have a lingering overnight threat on Saturday night to early Sunday morning, but doesn't look too widespread at this point. But if any storms do take advantage of it, it is possible that it could grow upscale into a forward propagating squall line, so we'll have to watch out for that. But then Sunday, up to 5,626 joules per kilogram of instability could occur there. But then this time though, the main brunt of the severe weather would be right here. Mainly in Iowa, but could also be in the vicinity of far eastern Nebraska and far northwestern Missouri. And then you could have a isolated threat here. But again, storm coverage would be very isolated, but anything that develops there would turn severe. Same thing for here. But again, wind shear and lapse rates are more favorable there, so that's why that area would be more likely to see severe weather. Then Monday, it's starting noticing it shifts back to the north, and then Tuesday, 3,135 joules per kilogram visibility there. Green Bay, 4,308. So then again, the severe weather threat, the brunt of it, would be focused right here. Now, the one thing most of these states have in common is that If the storms were to be widespread enough like what they're showing for Tuesday, it would be possible for likely an enhanced risk of severe weather, maybe even a moderate. So that's especially why I am keeping an eye on this. Now, obviously, things are going to change. They have a lot already. And now, I'll show you the Supercell Composite. So then Saturday, then linger into the overnight hours. And then Tuesday, it is showing up to 10 to 14 for Tuesday night. So that is especially why Tuesday night could be looking like a pretty big night for most of Wisconsin to upper Michigan to even lower Michigan. So tornadoes, significant damaging winds, and significantly large hail all appear possible if Tuesday were to evolve right into Wednesday morning, obviously. So then, let's move on over to mid-level lapse rates. This will just show you how favorable it would be. So, as you can see, for Saturday, it's not too much of it, but it is there where the storms are going to develop here up to 6 Celsius per kilometer of lapse rate. So, pretty decent. I mean, that's decent enough for isolated severe weather. So, one cell or two embedded within the cell line could potentially turn severe, with marginally severe hail wind being the main threat. But then, where the convection occurs in Iowa, 7.4. Then, definitely more of it on Sunday, then a bit of a break on Monday, but then Tuesday, the big day. Here's another reason why it could be quite intense. Up to 8 Celsius per kilometer of lapse rate. That is definitely more than enough for very large hail in the downburst winds, but also tornadoes. But it's looking like where the supercells do occur, other than tornadoes, some hail, some being significantly large, like maybe 3+ inches in diameter, would be the main threat. But again, things will change. They have, they still are, and they will. So, that's the video for now. I will be posting more updates on this as we approach closer to the event. So, again, this is definitely something to keep an eye on, to stay aware. So, again, if you haven't already, please do subscribe and also turn on that notification